Freeport High School. It's an Allegheny 7 conference battle between the host, Freeport Yellow Jackets, 5-3 on a season, 3-0 in conference play, and the undefeated visiting North Catholic Trojans, 8-0 on a season, ranked number 2 behind powerful Central Valley. They are 4-0 in the section. Good evening, said Cody, along with the Tiger Albert Campman, to bring you all of tonight's action. And Albert, you got a powerful team here in North Catholic coming in. 6 shutouts in 8 games, 3 straight shutouts where they've outscored their opponents 132-0. Freeport on a winning streak. They started off 1-3. They're 5-3 right now. They only average 20 points a game. Their defense is solid, only giving up 17 a game, just 22 their last 3. But they have a formidable task here tonight going against this powerful North Catholic team.
I think your description was right on, Eddie, when you said defensively how great North Catholic is. A lot of teams in the area always brag about their offense. North Catholic hangs their team on their defensive side. Freeport's going to have to use their home crowd today to get off to a good start. I think that, sometimes I don't mention starts too often. I think it's imperative that Freeport gets off to a good start tonight. Yeah,
North Catholic averages over 40 points a game, and they give up less than 4 a game. They've just been dominant. They've had so many lopsided scores, 61-0, 52-0. And I think you're right. Freeport has had trouble running the ball. They have to have a good ground game here tonight. They need to keep that North Catholic offense on the sideline.
Like all football teams, we always look at the offensive lines first. And if Freeport's offensive line can hold up against this great North Catholic defense, then we'll have a really good ball game. So I'm putting the onus on the Freeport offensive line to come out and play their best game of the year.
And Albert, for Freeport, everything centers around their dual-threat quarterback, Ben Lane. He's thrown for 352 yards. He's rushed for 372. And after him, it's Shane Jack with 157 yards rushing. So that tells you the bulk of all the offense centers around him. Those other running backs like Shane Jack and Jackson Reiser, they have to step up tonight. They have to spread the offense around a little bit in order to keep pace here with North Catholic.
Well, when you mentioned Ben Lane, you mentioned somebody who can do both with his legs and with his arm. I think that's going to be the key tonight. I don't think they can be one-dimensional. I'm hoping that Freeport can run the football and set up their pass because the pass rush will be after Ben, if not.
And for North Catholic, their leader in offense is their quarterback, Joey Prentice. He's thrown for 814 yards, 10 touchdowns. Their running backs, nothing outstanding. They spread it around. Jack Fennell has 338 yards rushing, but he is also a good receiver out of the backfield. And Kyle Topinski, a 6'2", 213. He has 263 yards. So they have good size back there. Prentice is 6'1", 200 as a quarterback.
Yeah, you don't see that kind of size normally in a high school team. That's why they're number 2 ranked. They are not only good on the line of scrimmage, but their skill is big and fast.
And yet we're talking so much about how outstanding a team that North Catholic has. Albert, they've won 23 straight regular season games. They're going for their 3rd straight Allegheny 7 conference championship. And yet everyone talks about how good Central Valley is, and you know that. They're ranked number 1.
Yeah. North Catholic is dominant in their league. I'm talking about really dominant. But it'll be a major, major upset if they beat Central Valley. Central Valley coming off the state championship, comes back with 5 Division I players, comes back loaded to the gills. And so North Catholic's trying right now to improve every game to try to pull that monumental upset of Central Valley.
And Freeport, for as long as I can remember, going back to when I played high school, they've always had a terrific football program here. But it's been 5 or 6 years since they won a conference championship. So they're looking, no question about it, for them to win tonight, they'll have to play a perfect football game. It will be a big upset.
I saw them come on the field. They're believing they can win. That's half the battle right there. Now the other half, they have to get it done when they get punched in the mouth. Sometimes that changes their mind. We're going to find out if that happens tonight.
Well, one thing I know about these kids from Freeport down through the years, they got tough kids. They're very, very physical. And John Gellert, the coach, he does an outstanding job. Patrick O'Shea, the coach for North Catholic, I believe he comes from Seneca Valley. He's done an outstanding job here down through the years.
Yeah, they're both coaching staffs. And we've seen both in action doing games. Really stress the fundamentals, Eddie. And, you and I both believe that it starts with blocking and tackling. That's what you'll see here tonight.
Freeport Yellow Jackets in their home uniforms look like special uniforms, a dark gray. I've never seen them in this color before. And the North Catholic Trojans in their gold white, and red.
They look like Southern Cal.
They look like Southern Cal. You remember the game we did years ago?
One of the best ever.
Riverside and North Catholic with North Catholic won that in the final minute. It went back and forth. I think Riverside took the lead with 2 minutes to go when North Catholic came right back. Well, that score ended up 29-28, I believe.
Yeah, one of the things that Eddie and I talk about are games we've done in the past, and that one always pops up in our top 2 or 3, no question.
That was an outstanding game, and we did an Elwood City Riverside
great game
was outstanding. Yes. And I remember one of the other top games was when Seneca Valley went down to North Allegheny a few years ago, the last game of the year, upset him, North Allegheny 31-14 there, and then went on to play in the championship game against Pine.
Well,
those games always stand out.
Just a couple weeks ago, we had a barn burner. Remember Seneca Valley and Pine Richland?
The opener.
That was
terrific.
That was
on a Graham Hancock's winning touchdown pass in the final 20 seconds.
20 seconds of the game, yes.
All right, we're all set to go here. Kick it off and get started. Back deep for Freeport be Vinnie Clark and Ben Lane's back there too. Here's the kick. Short, taken at the 12-yard line. Sweep to the left. And upended right there out across the 15 at the 16-yard line.
One of the things that I just saw immediately, Eddie, because I'll start critiquing right away, I never like to call return left to return right, because if they kick it to the opposite side of the field, you have to run sideways all the way. I'd rather return it to the side. The ball's kicked. It saves you a lot of running up across the field.
All right, 1st and 10 for Freeport. And the ball at their own 17-yard line.
North Catholic with an odd front, 3-man front.
And they're bunched right there at the line of scrimmage. Lane going to hand off on a sweep over to the right side, come up across the 18 to the 20-yard line and pick up a 3.
Coming into the game, I talked to Coach Frank Kalel from North Catholic, and he said that Freeport really mixes it up offensively, likes to work out of the spread.
It's hard to pick up some of those numbers from our vantage point, but it looked like the running back.
I'll try to help you, Frank.
Looked like it was
number 1's back there right
Shane
now.
Jack. Motion. And Lane's going to keep it off the right side up near the 24-yard line.
That's like a single wing play, Eddie. Snap it to the quarterback, follow the 2 running backs and try to gain yardage. Now they come up with about 3rd and 5. See if they want to go to the air now early down their own territory.
I thought he had a little bit more than that, but it is about, looks like 3rd and 4 they're going to make it. Ball at the 23.
They use the pit approach. Ben Lane runs over to the sideline and get the play.
Loaded to the left, and we have
somebody
procedure.
Moved,
is it a defense or illegal procedure?
Callie's pointing like Freeport made a mistake, but I'm not so sure. Yep, they are. They're calling on Freeport, Eddie.
So that'll move it back. That'll make it 3rd and 9. Put the ball back at the 18-yard line.
Looking out there, North Catholic has much bigger players than Freeport. Their size, they're much bigger on the line of scrimmage.
Albert, sad to say I don't have a depth chart for North Catholic. I have requested it 3 different times, didn't receive one, so we're kind of just playing it off the cuff.
Yeah.
Roll out to the right by Lane, looking upfield, fires as a man open. Does he have it? Did he catch it in bounds? It looks like he did.
Yes, number 5, I think it was.
And that resets
Brady Stevenson, I think it was.
Stuyvesant, yes.
Okay, sorry, Stuyvesant.
That's the AD son. And it is a first.
That's how you know it's Stuyvesant, right?
It's a first down on a nice rollout pass by Ben Lane. Out at the 34-yard line to pick up a 16 yards on a play. Well, this is something that they have to do. Mix it up, runs your plays, play action.
I like they gave Ben the opportunity to run or pass as he hit the flank.
3 receivers to the left. Here's Lane. He's going to run the option, pitch back. Picks up a couple on that play.
Tackled by number 1, Joey Prentice.
Prentice, dual role, quarterback, safety.
People have to remember this is high school. There aren't many teams that go completely 2 platoon at it.
I'm trying to think. That was on the far side. It looked like Cole Charlton was the running back on that play. Zach Clark is a halfback in there. He's going to take it off the right side, get some nice movement, gets the ball up to the 40-yard line.
Basic zone blocking. Everybody runs that play now in football. Read the backside end and zone block it. And Ben has a chance to pull it or keep it in the running back's.
So I'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Football just shy of the 40-yard line. So far, so good for Freeport, mixing things up, moving the ball.
Yeah, Freeport got up below their goal line, so that was just changing field position here might help them.
Lane firing out here in the flat, incomplete, intended for Stuyvesant.
North Catholic bought more than they could block. They got in there quickly. I think it was important for Brady Stuyvesant to turn his head much more quickly with the blitz coming. It's called a hot read.
That'll bring up 4th and 4, and that will send, looks like Parker Lucas back to punt.
Back for North Catholic, number 26, Liam Straub.
Good high kick. Should be great coverage on this. They're going to let it bounce. And the Yellow Jackets down it at the 33 of North Catholic.
Peyton Westendorf got down there fast and put the hands on it. North Catholic with decent field position. They come right out of off the sideline and go right into the play. No huddle up, Eddie.
Joey Prentice. One.
No free safety for free safety for Freeport. How about that?
Topinski shifts into the eye.
No safety.
And he's going to take it off the left side. Gets maybe 3 or 4 yards. And they've made a little switch defense. They take the tight end Daniel Long, 6 foot 220, and put him in there as lead blocker in front of Topinski. So you have a 220-pound fullback and a 213-pound tailback.
I'll tell you what, I haven't seen this in a long time with somebody playing without a free safety. They're playing all 11 within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Because of that running game.
Yep. Freeport's selling out. I like that. I like the coach who plays to win. That's good.
Ball out at the 37-yard line.
Definitely man-to-man.
There's a jet sweep, and the defense was there, and a great stop.
By number 16.
On Leon Straub trying to run that sweep to the right.
Billy Lyons made a great play there. Billy Lyons.
So a loss on a play of 5 yards brings up a 3rd and 11.
Still playing bump and run out here, all man-to-man. How about this, Eddie?
Ball at the 32. They are right up at the line. This looks like a goal line defense.
It is, and they're coming together.
Prentice back to throw, throwing deep as a man wide open. It's Fennell down the middle, and he's going to take it all the way.
Well, they gambled and lost, Eddie.
There's Jack Fennell. They put him out in the slot. They did a little play action, and a perfect pass.
They gambled by putting we talked about it early.
68 yards.
You've got to get that quarterback if you have no free safety back there because you know they're going to go down the field.
And you notice Prentice did a nice job. He dropped back about 8 yards.
He got it away just as he was getting hit, Eddie.
So North Catholic scores here at the 7-12 mark.
Going for one, going to kick the extra point.
Ethan Marsico on to kick the extra point.
Kick is blocked.
And it's blocked.
Once again, Billy Lyons has made 2 big plays. That was Billy Lyons again.
Well, Albert, how does that? What's that do to their defense now? Are they going to stick with that and gamble with it, or
I think they worked all week on it. You know, you work all week on something like that. And they were just a half second late to causing a fumble with them.
And you can see Fennell just found that room there.
Yeah, he made one move, broke to the post. You know, it's the old post play. And sure enough, wide open for a touchdown.
So 3 plays in their first possession and a 68-yard touchdown pass from Joey Prentice to Jack Fennell. That's what I said about Fennell before the game. He'll run the ball to put him out there as a receiver. He's dangerous both ways. You could see his speed in that particular play.
Yeah, once he got it, they couldn't run him down. He was every step gaining on the defensive back. Daniel Long here to kick off for North Catholic.
It's unusual. Your field goal kicker, your extra point kicker, is not your guy to kick
right.
off. The Freeport switching players around. Here's the kick.
Oh, they did it again.
Taken at the 15.
That's twice it's happened.
Looked like it was Ben Lane again. Second down, make it 16 to go. Quick pass out here, incomplete.
Tried to screen quickly to the outside. North Catholic had it covered. Even if he caught the ball, it wasn't going to go for much yardage.
Bring up a 3rd and 16 from the 14-yard line. There's Lane, comes over, gets a play, goes back in the huddle.
Third and 16, not a lot of plays you can call to get first downs, but this kind of yardage to pick up, Eddie.
Wouldn't be. Lane rolls to his right, throws downfield.
Oh,
would have been a first down, would have been a great catch, just a little bit too high for his intended receiver.
Number 7, Vinny Clark.
Vinny Clark. So that'll bring up a 4th and 16.
Yeah, that play would have gotten the first down, just missed by inches.
Yeah, but just from what I could see, I think the Freeport wants to run the ball. It has to be a lot of quick, direct hitters straight ahead. I don't think the sweeps are going to work against this
team.
team.
Well, we know that for sure right now.
All right, I think that's Parker Lucas, number 9, back there to punt. End over end kick goes out of bounds, and a good field position for North Catholic at the Freeport 48-yard line.
Kicked it away from the returners, which I like. They'll give them a chance to return. Now North Catholic starts out in the Freeport territory, which means it could be 4-down territory to start it out right now.
I don't mind the defense crowding the line of scrimmage like that, but when it's third and a relatively long play, I think you got to be flexible and be able to drop those guys back.
They were coming after the quarterback all the way.
All right, there's Fennell. He's in a slot to the right. Double slot formation. Motion comes long. Now, Prentice is going to keep it straight up the gut. Picks up about 7 or 8 yards.
Quarterback isolation, Eddie, one of the new plays that everybody has in their playbook these days.
Picks up 7 to the 41-yard line.
That used to be the tailback isolation. Now it's changed to the quarterback isolation.
Amos Alonzo Stagg from 1920s
yes,
would have said, that's my offense.
Right.
2nd down and 3 for the Trojans, leading 6-0 here in the first quarter at Freeport, 5:44 to go. Head coaching the Tiger, Albert Campman.
You can see North Catholic all look over to the sideline, pass the word down line of scrimmage.
They're going to get a delay of game, Albert. It's did they call timeout in time? They did just before.
They got the timeout from the sideline.
No, the officials, look, he was going to mark off a 5-yard penalty.
They got the timeout, Eddie.
Okay. Yeah. You see him pick the ball up.
Yeah, he was ready.
He was ready to march it off. So they called a timeout. Some confusion on 2nd and 3.
Yeah, the North Catholic staff, who are next door in the booth here, were screaming, call timeout. Yeah, we weren't sure if they got it in time, but they did.
What's the old saying, play fast?
Don't hurry.
Don't hurry, yeah. But they just didn't get the play in time.
I think, when I was looking, they got the play in, but the quarterback was thinking about changing the play at the line of scrimmage, so he ran out of time.
You think they give him that option to change the play?
Yeah, I do. I think most teams in today's world, they do.
All right, so they stopped the clock at 2nd and 3 for the Trojans at the Freeport 41-yard line. Double slot to the left, slot right. Most of their linemen in an upward stance. There's Prentice. Keeps the fake. First down. Boy, they were all over Fennell on that play.
Yeah, they were reading it. The defensive end on that side, he stepped up and got Fennell. That means quarterback keeps the ball. If he steps against the quarterback, Fennell gets the ball.
1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 38 of Freeport.
It's really an option game that they play out of this spread.
Fennell goes in motion. Prentice fake. Going to fire deep down the right sideline. Man open. Touchdown.
Number 17.
That's Mazaric.
Tyler Mazaric. Yeah, that was too easy, Eddie.
Wow, he's going to have a big night. Is Joey Prentice, the quarterback.
Yeah, he's thrown
second
balls,
touchdown pass here.
No one was near the receivers.
This one at the 4:58 mark.
Yeah, that was really easy for North Catholic. Ball fake, one step drop, let it go. 6 yards behind the defensive back, touchdown.
But just those two passes alone, he's 106 yards. This kick is up, but it is no good.
What happened there, Eddie, is once again up from the outside, number 16 from Freeport, Billy Lyons, would have blocked it, so he had to kick it to the left to get it off.
Yeah. That's not good if you're thinking down the road.
No.
You're going to play Central Valley. You're in the playoffs.
You have to make sure you're good in all three parts of the game, right, Eddie?
So look at this, Albert. North Catholic up 12-0. They've run 6 plays and 2 touchdowns.
Yep, 2 long pass plays. I'm hoping Freeport this time realizes that they cannot run across the field on this kickoff. They can't kick the ball over to the right side and bring it all the way to the left. Bring it up as quick as you can, get to the 35, 30-yard line.
I always like when I was coaching to run it straight up the gut, and then if things opened up, then he could break it right or left.
Yeah, especially when you have a good talent running backs like Freeport does.
52 yards in 3 plays for the Trojans. Daniel Long to tee it up. He'll kick it off.
Yep, they want to turn right this time, Eddie. Good.
Straight down the middle.
Yep, much better.
And a nice return out across the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Good coaching by Freeport. They saw it. It took them one extra, but if they saw them kick it to the right, let's go with the return to the side the ball's kicked. All right, let's see if Freeport can get some first downs here and take some time off because the defense out there is defensive backs have been chasing all night.
Trying to see who had that return.
I can't see the numbers either, Eddie.
As far as the dark number, that looked like that was Taylor King.
Okay.
1st and 10, Freeport. At their own 28-yard line. They're down 12-0 here in this first quarter. Lane, hands off, straight ahead.
Wow. There was big-time penetration on the snap of the ball on that one, Eddie. There were 3 guys in the backfield quickly. First guy to make contact was Tyler Primrose. Tyler got off the ball quickly.
2nd and 9. Jackson Reiser, running back, checks into the game.
They're in the pistol here. No, sidecar now.
Lane drops, fires, intercepted. And a return takes it down to the 20.
Number 3, Kyle Topinski picked it off.
He's their halfback and linebacker, 6'2", 213.
He's a big boy.
Pounder. And so the Trojans in business at the 20 of Freeport.
Yeah, North Catholic showing their dominance early here, Eddie. Really a dominant team.
Topinski in at halfback. I think it's his first time in there at halfback. Comes sweep, halfback pass. And to Fennell, good coverage, good secondary coverage by the Yellow Jackets.
Yep, I think North Catholic got too fancy for themselves there, Eddie. Try and trick play. You don't need a trick play the way they're moving the ball. I think coaches get too smart for themselves. Who was rather throwing the ball, the quarterback or the halfback?
Right.
The way he's throwing the ball tonight.
All right, Mazzaric split wide to the right. Fennell slotted inside of him.
Looks like a quarterback isolation again to me. Here it comes. Yep, they were ready for it too.
Nearly breaks out of that pile. They had him for a loss. Makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
Freeport was ready for that one. If I saw it, they saw it. And they brought their outside containment down inside. No chance for Joey Prentice to go anywhere on that play.
3rd down and 10. This is a huge play here for Freeport defense.
I think we've been here before, Eddie. Looks like a post play again, doesn't it?
and it looks open.
Yeah, I said they got no free safety. It's amazing. They're hoping to get to the quarterback.
They're relying on man coverage.
All man coverage.
Right here. Snap to Prentice. Fakes. There's him wide open. Easy touchdown for Fennell.
Yeah, I don't grasp that one, Eddie. I know that was a plan to get to the quarterback.
It was just a lob. It's so hard for that defensive back to get up in the face of Fennell and cover him with no one behind him.
Who caught that one, Eddie? You see
Fennell.
Oh, I thought it was 17. Yep. Okay.
So this score comes at the 3-minute mark. And a 3rd touchdown pass. Now they go for 2.
Eddie, I think it was 17 who caught that one.
Was it Mazzaric?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
There's a reverse.
Yes.
And it's to Connor, the fullback, or Daniel Long, the fullback, and he scores.
I saw them congratulate.
Was it to Mazzaric?
Yeah, they were congratulating him on the sideline over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 Freeport Varsity and JV Golf Team season.
2-point conversion.
The varsity team posted its best average score of matches since 2017, led by Nate.
Well, I don't have an answer for Freeport offensively for sure, but defensively I do. I start playing some zone. I definitely would have to say, okay, we're not going to play any more man-to-man or face guard against these talented receivers and quarterbacks.
So, Albert, they've run 9 plays, scored 3 touchdowns.
And all 3 have been on the same play.
Yeah, same play.
Pick it up, heave it. Heave it in the air and just catch it and run for a touchdown. That's putting a lot of pressure on those defensive backs.
A lot, because there's no one behind him. He can't make a mistake, and even if he does stay with the guy, he has no one to help him from behind.
Yeah, and if you aren't getting there with your pressure, if you have all those guys at line of scrimmage, it really makes it difficult. As an old defensive back, you're playing a little scared when nobody's back there. You're thinking, jeez.
Prentice with 3 first-quarter touchdowns.
Number 83 for North Catholic. Come down the field fast. Brady O'Hara. Nice tackle by Brady. He's excited to run off the field.
Parker Lucas on that return for the Yellow Jackets, back out at their 27-yard line.
Now I see why he was so excited. He's a freshman, Eddie. Freshmen make a hit like that, that's why they get excited. All right.
2:54 to go here in the first quarter.
North Catholic has been coming downhill on the snap. They've really come hard. Their linebackers are coming up the gut.
Here they come again. Pass down the middle, and it's almost intercepted, dropped.
Number 7, Gavin Commody. Dropped an easy one there, Eddie. Sometimes you'll watch the head, watch the eyes. They start running before they catch it, and that's common in the pros, and it's definitely common in high school because that was thrown right to him, Eddie.
Yeah, I just see North Catholic. Those linemen are just teeing off,
yeah,
Albert. They're just ignoring the run. They're just running upfield, and if they hand the ball off, they'll gather running upfield.
Yes, just talent on the defensive line, no question.
Yeah. Lane to keep it, and he's popped down out at the 30-yard line, pick up a 3, and bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that was a quarterback read.
I know it sounds crazy. You're down 20-0, but you really have to try and run the ball.
Well, they're trying, but
You have to try.
Yeah, they're trying. It's so far it's a mismatch on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a big defensive front for North Catholic.
And you can see the size differential is immense.
Lane back to throw. Now he's going to take off. Looks, fires down the middle. Had 2 receivers in the same spot, incomplete, broken up by Prentice.
Almost had the interception there also.
Bring up a 4th and 7. And we know some of the players, Prentice back here in secondary, hard to pick up. I know some of the numbers there on the defensive line. I think some of those guys play in the offensive line too. Just wish I had a depth chart.
Yeah, Primrose has been dominant, number 52.
Right, and he's I think he's their.
He's a sophomore.
I think he plays center also.
Yeah, he's a sophomore, so you can see he's a really good player.
Punt, drop, then finally fielded. He's going to have to.
He's called a fair catch.
Did he call?
Yes.
I thought he fumbled it.
That was a fair catch call. The referees.
That was Liam Straub.
Shouldn't have been allowed to run that ball.
1st and 10, North Catholic.
I wish I would have saw Freeport play all year. I wonder if this is a normal defensive play all year or just against North Catholic. I'm guessing it's what they play all the time. No safeties.
I'd be surprised. I'm not sure.
Well,
Are they changed up now a little bit?
Not really. Yeah, they have. They went too deep now, Eddie. They have went to too deep.
They're in an offset eye. Topinski, the ball carrier. Out to the 30.
Excellent penetration by Freeport there.
Gain of 2.
Jackson Reiser made a great penetration at time. That was a nice play by Jackson. They've held up pretty good against the run, Eddie.
Yes, they have. He's a middle linebacker.
It's just the pass is just right them out. But they do have a free safety now. Even though they are playing man on the outside, Eddie. Still playing man on the outside.
North Catholic looking for play from sideline. Quick toss out here to Fennell. And he's not going to get much. Give him 3 out at the 35, bring up a 3rd and 5.
Nice tackle by Parker Lucas. Got the ball quick out of their hands that time. We're looking for the long hit. This is where they got him on 3rd down twice, Eddie. 3rd down, they hit touchdown passes.
3rd and 5 at their own 35. And good defensive work up front. No, it was a fake.
Got the ball, Eddie, yeah.
The quarterback. Yeah. No, I was watching the tackle made right there on Topinski, and I thought, wow, that was a good job. A nice option read.
Freeport.
Yeah, read. And it's a 1st down. Well, he's really a nice dual threat quarterback.
Yes. Yeah, you should have been playing linebacker for Freeport on that one, Eddie. They've all jumped them too.
Pick up of 9 on a play. 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 44-yard line. They lead 20-0 here in this first quarter as it winds down in the final 10 seconds. They may not get this one off. I don't think they're going to try and get this one off.
I always thought right now, Eddie, what I would do is try to draw the team defense offside. Nothing to lose. Don't snap it, but get under center. Hunt.
That's the end of the first quarter play with the score. North Catholic 20 and Freeport nothing.
Your world can change in an instant. But what if this could have been avoided? With monitored smoke detectors from Guardian Protection, our 24/7 monitoring immediately alerts you and first responders when needed. Because keeping your family and home safe is our #1 priority. Life is challenging, but keeping your family safe shouldn't be. Guardian Protection. Call 1-800-PROTECT and let us protect your world.
Trojans come out with their jumbo set with Daniel Long, 220 pounds of fullback, 213-pound to Pinsky, and he's going to get it right behind Long, and he powers his way out over the 50 and into Freeport territory down to the Yellow Jackets' 49-yard line.
Yeah, North Catholic's offensive line was dominant on that play. We had
2nd and 3.
J.J. Quinta was out there. Justin Smith was out there in front. We've already mentioned number 52, Penrose. So, yeah, their offensive line is dominating.
Yeah, Jacob Smith, he's 6 foot, 272, number 77.
Yeah.
Some big boys up front. Wow, they're just
Great
nice
job by
stop.
Freeport.
Great job by the interior defense of the Yellow Jackets.
Number 56 made a great play. Bear Freeman. I like that name.
That's a football
Bear
name,
Freeman.
Bear Freeman.
Yep.
So it's a loss of 3 on a play.
One thing I was saying for North Catholic right now, what they're going to have to do is they're going to move on in the playoffs. Let's get better. They need better run blocking.
Prentice drops straight back, rolls to his right. Thought he wanted to throw a flare. Now he just
Intercepted, I think, Eddie.
is it picked off by the Yellow
I
Jackets?
think so. Yes, it was.
Intercepted.
Number
Let's see who's
22.
coming. That's 22, Jackson Reiser, with the interception. Not a big defensive play.
Big play, Jackson. Big play.
That was a funny play. I thought he wanted to throw a flare, and then I really think he tried to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, first
If you're going to do it, throw it up high and long and over the players.
the bump and run on that one was great. They got contact on the receivers, ran him out of bounds, so he had nobody to throw the ball to. There was somebody back in the middle of the field, Eddie, but since he rolled so far right, he couldn't spot him.
1st and 10, the Yellow Jackets at the North Catholic 44. Now, can they capitalize?
I would like to see Freeport capitalize here and give us a ball game, Eddie.
Motion. Lane's going to keep it.
There he
Finds
goes,
some
Eddie.
running room, breaks down the left sideline, has one man to beat Prentice, and no one's going to catch him. He's going to score.
Missed tackle in the backfield. Excellent job. Good job, Freeport. You give us a game.
Wow.
I like it.
Nice play.
Very nice. The quarterback read, that was awesome. Good job, Freeport. Ben Lane took off. You see his speed, Eddie. He has some speed.
He is what you would call your tailback.
Yep. Dual threat. That's why.
So Freeport scores here at the 10:30 mark.
Freeport sucked it up and really made 2 big plays there, Eddie.
The kick by Clark is up. He booms it through.
Made a big play defensively with the interception and a big play offensively, breaking into the secondary, going all the way for a touchdown. Freeport offensive line opening it up for him. Great job by those kids up front.
Oh, one play, TD following an interception.
Might be a great time for an onside kick here, Eddie. Momentum going your way, recover it, get the crowd into the game.
What do you have to lose?
Right.
Well, it's the first touchdown given up by North Catholic in their last 4 games.
And they were in there. They had penetration, but at the point of contact, the offensive line came through.
They've given up 31 points, 17 in the one game to Blackhawk.
Right. They're kind of stunned on that sideline like I am a little bit too. I'm so happy for Freeport scoring that touchdown.
Yeah, we don't ever like to do a run.
We don't like those
we don't
running
like to
blocks.
do a route game.
No.
I've done them before. They're not fun
No.
to do.
You find things to talk about, but not the game. All right, let's see if we can cover this kickoff. Freeport back to receive it for North Catholic. It's number 26.
Good boot by Clark.
Great kick.
And a good return. Now he breaks free. Takes it down the sideline,
26.
forced out of bounds, out at the 45.
That was Liam Straub.
Straw, but he's their main kick return guy.
It was a nice long kick too, Eddie. But as I said, I would have tried an onside kick there because they still got the ball up here at the 48-yard line anyway.
1st and 10 Trojans out at their own 48-yard line. They lead 20-7, 10-19 to go.
I would think that the North Catholic go back to their bread and butter. That means running the quarterback and throwing the football. I don't think they'll just get the line of scrimmage again. Look for quarterback runs and throwing the football.
There's that slot to the right, to the wide side. There's Stepinski. He goes, and there's a bad snap over the head of Prentice. He picks it up, being chased. He's going to try and turn the corner. Here comes a pursuit, and they're going to bounce him out of bounds the way back at the 31-yard line. A loss of 17 on the play.
Well, it looks like it came too easy for North Catholic early, and now they've lost their concentration, and Freeport is fired up. The Yellow Jackets are going after him.
The second down and 26.
Brings up a 2nd and 26. They spot the ball back at the 32-yard line. Now, we were talking about blowout games. I know George and I did a game one time. It was 63-14. I got heck after for giving the other team's running backs credit. I said, who was I supposed to talk about? Yeah, they had 2 kids that rushed for almost 200 yards each.
Yeah, no question. We're giving Freeport credit right now. We were giving North Catholic all the credit early. Now Freeport's playing their butt off. That's why.
You know, my way of thinking is if the kid's out there having an outstanding game, I'm going to toot his horn.
Yep.
All right, the Yellow Jackets have some new life.
Yes, they
Scored
do.
on after an interception on a 44-yard touchdown run on a keeper by quarterback Ben Lane.
You know what I see out there now, Eddie? I looked. Umbrellas. I see umbrellas out there. Now I want that wet ball could have been the reason for that high snap.
And that was a high one.
Yes.
And let's not get too much rain. It's not good for our cameraman, Matt Lutz, out there. He's outside with the camera. Now you could see a change in the energy for Freeport after these plays.
Yeah, all it takes is that one big interception and that follow-up, that great run, and things have changed in this booth and things have changed on that field. And I like it.
We're not rooting for it. We just want to see a good game.
No, that's right. They know what I'm saying. I'm happy because it looked like it was a blowout from the beginning.
Yeah, I did too. I thought, wow, this. Don't tell me we're headed for the mercy rule. So it's 2nd and 26. Now you see the Yellow Jackets have backed off in the secondary.
Yeah,
a little bit, Albert.
A little bit. Yep, they got one guy playing a little deeper.
They still have what, 7 at the line of scrimmage? Freeport defense is everywhere. Coming up the middle, helping out in that stop.
56 and number 11 for 56 was Bear Freeman, and number 11 was Andrew Sullivan. Congratulations on
Andrew
that great
Sullivan,
play.
the outside linebacker, and Freeman coming from the inside.
I thought they tried to guard trap there, Eddie, and they beat the guard to the hole.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 28. Prentice looking over, talking to his receiver. Close, in-your-face coverage. Prentice is going to keep it off the right side, and they're going to wrap him up out across the 30, right at about the 32-yard line. So that was going to bring up a 4th and 26.
Looked like number 10, Brady Sullivan made that play, a 10th grader. Freeport has turned around, haven't they, Eddie?
8:55 to go here in the first half. North Catholic up 20-7. They had 3 first-quarter touchdown passes by quarterback Joey Prentice.
See if they get this snap back here.
It's a low snap. He scoops it up. Good kick. Taken by Clark. Vinnie Clark gets a block, turns a corner.
Good return.
And a nice return up to the 45-yard line.
I think they have a horse collar too, Eddie. Tackle, I think.
Is there a flag?
Yes, I thought I saw a horse collar tackle.
There is a flag on a play.
We'll see if that's the call.
About a 14-yard return. Out at the 44, so let's see, they march off 15 here.
Yep, the horse collar tackle, that's what it is. Freeport changing the ways here, boy. North Catholic isn't used to this, Eddie, and we'll see how Freeport can snack another one in here and make it a 20-14 game.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Trojans' 41-yard line.
They got a prance in their step. They ran the field. I like what I'm seeing here. See if they can block it. That's going to be the key, the offensive line.
Stuyvesant goes in motion. He comes back, he takes a pitch, and he's wrapped up immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Good defense of effort there by the Trojans.
Gavin Commody.
Number 7, Gavin Commody on the tackle.
See, all their offensive players are on defense.
Yes.
Prentice,
Oh,
Missouri,
yes. All of them.
Fennel.
Yeah, they go 2 ways. Gavin Commody, if you want to see how you're supposed to tackle, that was it. Head up.
No
shoulder,
gain.
Wrap. Drive him out of bounds.
No gain on a play. Stuyvesant split wide to the left. Clark in a slot. Motion left. There's a pitch back. A sweep to the left. He doesn't have a chance to throw it. He just throws it away. I just
They had no chance. They had no chance.
I just don't like the perimeter running against this North Catholic. Is just too quick. The pursuit is really good.
That was a halfback pass, and halfback passes work when you play zone. They played man-to-man on that play, so they're not even looking into the backfield.
That was Gavin Coney trying to flip it, left-handed pass. Now we have is there a flag?
They called intentional grounding.
All right, so that's gonna make it.
That's a big call. He tried to throw the ball down the field.
Yes. He just had too many white shirts in his face.
That's what happened, yes.
So that'll bring it back. That'll make it 2nd and 20.
Is that a loss and down, Eddie, or not in high school? I know in college and pros it is.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think it is a loss and down.
Lost it down.
Right.
3rd and 20. They bring the ball back and spot it at the 46.
This was a big series for North Catholic and Freeport. Right now it's going North Catholic's way.
Lane is going to roll to his right. Now he's going to take off. He has a little bit of a seam. Oh, he's cracked hard right at midfield.
56 for the Trojans. Put a smack on him there.
There's no 56 listed on the roster.
We don't have it.
We don't have a depth chart. We don't have a name for 56.
Doing the best we can, correct.
We are handicapped, and we are doing the best we can. Parker Lucas back to punt. High kick. Short and down by the Yellow Jackets. And a good bounce back for the Trojans, close to the 30-yard line.
Freeport defense has really stepped up the last 2 possessions.
Well, 6:53 to go. Try and keep the Trojans. That would be something. They shut them out the 2nd quarter after giving up 3 first half.
Great defense. As long as they don't give up the big play, right, Eddie?
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 29-yard line. 6:53 to go here in the first half of play. North Catholic with the lead, 20-7. This game for first place in the Allegheny 7 Conference. Trojans have won 23 straight regular season games. Handoff off the right side, little dancing coming up to the left. Up over the 30 to the 35-yard line to gain a 6.
Talk about him, ran off the field. Looks like he hurt his arm, Eddie.
Looked like Dupinski was the ball carrier.
Garrett King will come running off the field. I think they should check his arm out. Somebody needs to go back and check him.
2nd and 4. Now timeout taken by Freeport. 6:23 to go here in the first half of play. North Catholic 20 and Freeport 7.
They had to get substitutes in the game because King came out of the game. Now they're checking him on the bench, and I think two subs ran in instead of 1, so they ended up calling timeout.
Well, you get to give Freeport credit after being down 20
great.
to nothing. They weren't hanging their heads. They've come back. They've played with a great deal of intensity here in this 2nd period.
Immediately, Eddie, what you come to mind and say that this is what coaching and playing is all about.
Well, you come out with something coaching defensively. You think we're going to try this, but then good coaching you have to make changes on the spot and adjust, because when those kids come off the field, they're looking at you for an answer. You better have an answer for. You know that when you took time out in basketball, they want an answer. I know when I'm coaching the offensive line, if they were throwing something different out there defensively, you had to go over the blocking. You had to give them an answer.
Answers are
might not have been the right one, but
you have to try something.
You have to try something.
Plan A or Plan B.
They're looking at you. So I think they made a little bit of a change defensively.
They have. They put a free safety back there now.
Right.
No, this time they're man-to-man again. They're back to the old one again here. Let's see what happens.
Now they're backing off. And there's a bad snap again. Fennell picks it up, and he's down back at the line of scrimmage. A loss of 6 on the play.
Boys, North Catholic lost their concentration. Freeport, the grit they're showing has really stepped up to the staff and the players.
Albert, I said, I thought the loss was more than that, so it'll bring up 3rd and 7. I thought it was back at the 30-yard line.
I think he snapped the ball to the running back there with that instead of the quarterback.
3rd and 7. Prentice back. Under pressure, rolls right. Under great, he's going to throw it away.
Great coverage that time. Their man-to-man really shut him down.
I wish I could pick up who had that pursuit. It's his gray shirt. I'm trying to follow the.
I think it was number 6. Eddie. I think it was Cole Charlton. I think Cole Charlton had the rush.
And there's another defender there on the left trying to make it out. Was that Bear Freeman who was in there putting pressure on? Well, anyway, it's 4th and 7. The Trojans will have to punt it away again. I mean, they haven't punted this much for the past. Another low snap. Long with the punt. They're going to let it roll. And it'll be down by North Catholic at the 23-yard line.
Well, Freeport has taken over this game in the last 3 possessions. North Catholic went backwards 3 times, Eddie.
Boy, it'd be something they get a score here.
Oh, yes.
To win at the half, just to really boost their confidence. I said before the game, Albert, down through the years, I haven't played at Butler. I've known a lot of guys from Freeport. It's always been hard-nosed, tough football players here down through the years. They've had some great football teams.
I used to scrimmage in basketball, and they were always tough then, too. The grit, I call it grit. That means not giving in ever, and they have it.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at their own 23-yard line. 5:29 to go here in the first half. They trail by 13, 20-7. Quick flip out here, and it's low. In the lineup. The trip set to the right. And the whistle blows. Timeout taken by Freeport. A lot of confusion as to what they wanted to do.
There's a personnel problem. Yeah, personnel problems sometimes. That's why you have to have assistant coaches out there that have control of the substitution, Eddie.
No, that's what I liked about old Coach Bill Bourne when I coached for him at Butler. We ran it every day at the end of practice, ran that 2-minute drill, and there was no subbing. Unless you were injured, there was no subbing. The same players out there, and basically the same formation. A slot to the right or slot to the left, and run the plays right away. He was such an excellent coach.
How about he's still coaching? 87 years old, Eddie.
Great.
87. You know, the funny joke that we laugh about Eddie, Bill Bourne, he's 87. He said, I think we're going to be pretty good 3 years from now.
So well organized, so detailed, and he ran the best 2-minute drill I ever worked under any coach.
I think we'll be pretty good 3 years from now. He'll be 90.
God bless him.
Yes.
2nd and 10 for Freeport at their own 23. Slot to the right, double slot motion coming this way.
There's that quarterback reading.
Lane's going to keep it. He's going to come up over the 25 to the 27-yard line and pick up a 4.
That has been their best play all night, and they came back to it. The quarterback faking the jet sweep or reading it. Either
Very
way,
good play.
They call that eye candy in today's world. They say have the linebackers looking different ways. And
I just like to see Reeser and the Shane Jack run some straight ahead stuff, almost like the old dive play.
Right.
Just a quick hitter. 3rd and 6.
Big play here for Freeport.
Here comes a blitz. Here they come. Lane dodging the pursuit here, but he does manage to turn the corner. Give him credit. I didn't think he had any room.
Yeah, he had speed there. He's a couple yards short, Eddie.
He was fenced in there by the defensive player.
Decision here for Freeport. 2 yards short. My guess is they're going to punt it.
Robbie
I would
Kress.
try to draw the team off. I would try to draw them offside. That's what I would do.
That was Robbie Kress who had him pinned in there.
Before I'd punt it, I'd try to draw them offside.
4th and 2. Clock running. We're down to 4 minutes to play here in the first half.
Delay the game, Eddie. Or legal substitution, maybe.
All right, and march off the penalty. Is that a procedure penalty?
I think it was a legal substitution, Eddie.
All right, so that makes it 4th and 7. Moves the ball back to the 26.
They don't catch the ball, and I noticed that now 3 times. That's going to hurt them in the playoffs also. They're going to lose a lot of
I agree with
depth.
you. Always like to have 2 guys
Always
back
catch
there, and
the
always,
ball.
you know, we lost the game when I was coaching the Beaver Falls, 11-6, a week after we beat Tony Dorsett and Hopewell in the rain at Butler. We let every ball hit the ground like at the 15-yard line in the rain, and they downed it like at the 7, 8,
right? Yeah,
and
exactly.
we never got on track that
Right.
game.
Yeah, I've noticed that North Carolina does not catch the football on a punt return, and I don't like that.
That was a crazy year, 7-2. Butler, Hopewell, and Beaver Falls all ended up 9-1. We beat Hopewell and Dorset. Hopewell beat Beaver Falls the last game 35-14. I believe none of us went to the playoffs because of Gardner points.
Yes.
1st and 10, North Catholic. Here's Prentice keeping on a sweep to the left, comes up over the 40, and is forced down. I wasn't a horse caller. I was just a good old-fashioned horse ride.
He's asking for the face mask there, but I don't think it was.
That was Ben Lane who jumped on his back.
That has been their best running play all night when the quarterback keeps the football. Both teams, quarterback running the football has been their best running plays.
So pick up of 11 on a play, brings up a 1st and 10 out at the 49. Clock running, 3:20 to play. You know they're going to try and pass here pretty soon.
Taking a long time to get the play in, Eddie. They're going to end up with a timeout again.
Liam Straub in. He split to the left.
They're ending up with a timeout again.
Now, why are they having this trouble getting the play in?
Well, we've had a lot of this year, haven't we, Eddie?
I mean, this is the 9th game of the season.
Eddie, we've had a lot this year, haven't we?
I agree.
One of the
I'm
things we've
just
seen.
But it shouldn't be happening 9th game of the season.
One of the things we have seen is with this spread and these signals from the sideline, they're not picking them up. I don't know what's happening in practice. They're not picking them up. Taking a long time to get the play in.
You a fan of all those offensive signals?
Yeah, I am.
Are you?
I am. Because I like the speed of the game. I like
You don't like the old days of Paul Brown with the guard messengers?
No. Yeah, the game has evolved to that, and I like it. But you got to practice. Once again, like everything, Eddie, you got to practice.
You know, a lot of schools, they use that. The guards, usually they're pretty smart kids, and you always alternate the guards coming in with the plays. But you had to be ready. The coach had to give them the play right away.
Yes.
All right, 1st and 10. Trojans at their own 49. His hand off to Topinski, and the horse finds a gaping hole off the right side as he churns it deep into Freeport territory before he's down to another 1st down at the 38.
Joey Prentice read that one perfectly. They went after him that time, and he put it in the gut, and off he went.
I'm going to ride a guy like him. He's 6'2", 213 pounds. You're going to need that in the playoffs. Long goes in motion to the right. And here's Topinski off the right side. But look at the defense come.
Yeah, Freeport with 8 guys on him on that one. They don't know where to go.
You take a loss of 3 on a play. Good work by the left side of that Freeport defense.
You definitely want to force North Catholic to run wide with their big backs. They're much better. Eddie style, hitting between the tackles.
Yeah, I don't know if that play was designed to go outside, if it was forced and bumped outside.
Could have been.
2nd and 13. Trojan. Fake. Prentice back, and he's going to be sacked way back at his own 49-yard line.
Number 11, Andrew Sullivan.
Loss of 10 on a play. Boy, the Freeport defense has
taken
really
over,
been
yes.
stout here in the second quarter. They've been very aggressive,
Penalty
filling the
flag
holes,
down,
penetrating.
Penalty flag down. Let's see what we got. Oh, they got a late penalty on Freeport.
Is it a late hit or a face mask?
I saw the call. It was against Freeport, but I don't know. I don't know if it was taunting.
Howard, just what I see here in the second quarter, while North Catholic has a bigger, stronger offensive line, Freeport's just a little bit quicker up front. And,
well,
and
Freeport's bringing people. They're bringing them.
They're bringing people, and they have to try and find those gaps to slip through. And that penalty hurts.
That's big.
And instead of a 3rd and 23, it's a 3rd and 8.
That was a big penalty after the play.
Was it taunting?
Whatever this stands for, Eddie, I think it is personal foul taunting.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's what I think, yes.
All right, 3rd and 8 for the Trojans.
It's going to be a screen pass, Eddie.
Flip out here to Pinsky.
They got it covered.
Comes the pursuit. They have it covered, and it's Ben Lane who's right there. Boy, this kid, he's tough on offense, and he's scrappy. He's not a big kid, Albert. He's about 5'10", and 155 pounds.
Yeah, a typical high school player for Freeport. Gritty, tough, can run, and loves the game.
4th and 14. The football spotted right at the 35-yard line. See, whenever you call those plays, I haven't done, you almost have to be thinking 2 plays ahead to get it in.
I thought this was
I'm
third
not saying.
No, I thought this was 3rd down, not 4th down.
No, it's okay. There is some confusion down there. They have it marked as 4th.
Yeah, the penalty.
And I hear the North Catholic coaches in the box hollering it's 3rd.
I thought it was 3rd down, but I guess the penalty.
They're leaving it at 4th.
Was after the play, and they didn't.
Dead ball foul.
Yes, it had to be.
So they're keeping it at 4th down. Now the North Catholic coaches are hollering up in the booth next to us that it's 3rd down.
I thought it was 3rd down too.
And the officials, they're not even discussing it, Albert.
I thought it was 3rd down also. So it had to be after the play.
Well, but if it's
I thought it'd be a 1st down, then that's after the play. That's what I couldn't
understand. And it had to be a unsportsmanlike conduct,
First down,
which is.
Right?
Topinski back in there. They're in a tight formation.
Has to be play action pass.
And play action. There's a pursuit, long pass down the middle.
Triple coverage.
Triple coverage. That time they were back. Pass intended for Fennell. And so Freeport will take over with just 25 seconds left here in the first half.
Freeport is taking over this game defensively, Eddie.
Yeah. I say here, just take a knee, go in at halftime.
I think they'll run a play and see if they can break.
Run a play.
Yeah, I think so too.
Don't put it in the air.
No, I wouldn't either. Very impressed with Freeport's defense.
Yes.
Bouncing back.
That's like the old Italian guy used to say at the Sons of Italy, don't let those early leads fool you. When we was playing gin.
Yeah, I was very impressed with what Freeport's done.
And that will run out the clock here in the first half. And something significant here is that the Yellow Jackets shut out the Trojans in the second quarter.
They just didn't shut them out. They shut them down. I don't think
that's a good point, Albert.
I think they had 1 first down. I don't remember many first downs from Freeport in that second. I mean, for North Catholic. As I saw the first quarter, I thought, look out, Loretta. It's gonna be.
This had all the markings in one of their 50-0 games. But the Prentice looked like it was practice with 3 easy touchdown passes in that first half. The long one they started off with Fennell when he hit him on a 68-yard TD pass. There were just 3 plays in that series at the 7-12 mark, and then he come back in the first quarter, 4:58 to go, and another touchdown pass to Tyler Mazzaric. This one at 38 yards, but both times the kick failed. It was 12-0. This was 52 yards in 3 plays. And then at the 3-minute mark of that first period, Prentice hit Mazzaric again for a 20-yard touchdown pass following an interception on the first play. So they had 9 plays, 3 touchdowns. Prentice was on a roll, already throwing for 126 yards on those touchdown passes, but the Yellow Jackets came right back. They had an interception of their own. Lane ran 44 yards for a touchdown. The kick was good. Here it is at the half, 20-7.
Since those first 9 plays, Freeport has outplayed them.
We'll be back with the second half.
From high school sports to community events and beyond, you can find all of your favorite local shows on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Hi, I'm Tricia from the Butler Buzz. You can watch my show or other local programming like Up for Adoption or Hunting Nostalgia, only on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Check us out right now on Channel 100 or search Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube for playlists and much more. Spirit, town pride, community. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Back here at halftime, the score is North Catholic 20 and Freeport 7. So, Albert, I'm imagining in the locker room, the North Catholic coach, he's not happy at all with the 13-point lead. And the Freeport coach, John Geller, is saying, guys, we have a chance. You played a great second quarter. You were down 20-0. I like the way you bounced back, but we have to go out there and continue the way we played with defensive intensity in this third quarter. We got to get the offense rolling again.
That was a great introduction, Eddie, because usually when you see 20-7, it's the team with the 20 that's happy. I do believe you're saying what's correct. The North Catholic went in and said, hey, Freeport took it to us for the last quarter and a half. They were just dominating us with their hustle and their grit, and it never looks that easy, right, Eddie? It looked easy from the start, didn't it? Even for me, I got to admit.
I thought it was going to be, I said this is going to be a 40-0 halftime lead, but you look at North Catholic, and I'm saying, Albert, they're 8-0. Their only close game was an 18-17 win over Blackhawk. That's probably the last time they've been shut out in the quarter.
Yeah, and that's the last time they've been challenged.
That was the third game of the year.
That's the last time they've been challenged. I like that. Freeport punched them in the mouth and said, listen, we came here to play tonight. I know you came out early. We're going to see what North Catholic's made of it a little bit right now, because they're going to get punched in the playoffs, I'll tell you that. As we look into the third quarter, we're going to watch and see if Freeport can continue to get penetration in the backfield and make the quarterback roll out and get out of the pocket. And on offense, we're going to see if Freeport can somehow get a running game going to keep the ball away from North Catholic.
Boy, some outstanding defensive plays there in that second quarter. Bear Freeman and Andrew Sullivan and company, and they've done, Jackson Reiser, they've done an outstanding job defensively, along with that secondary of Vinnie Clark and Ben Lane.
Yeah, Jackson Reiser made the big play. When he picked that ball off on the sideline, that picked up the Freeport morale. Then they hit the big play behind that. But their secondary has done a much better job. They're getting their hands on the receivers. I like that. They found a way that we can't just let them run by us.
Well, here's the key here. Freeport's going to kick off. Can they force North Catholic to punt? That would be so big of a game changer right now.
Yeah, one of the big things is covering his kick. Last time North Catholic almost went all the way.
There's a little tertiary, a fake, a keep. Like a scrum out there, out across. They were dancing out at the 22-yard line. They bring it up, and they'll spot it at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10.
A lot of North Catholic kids standing around on that play. I didn't like that start for North Catholic. There was Freeport kids busting, North Catholic kids standing behind the pile.
1st and 10, North Catholic. They have it at their own 25-yard line. Start this third quarter. They lead by 13, 20-7.
Under center, this is different.
He's going to give it to Pinsky, and here's a great pursuit. And coming up and making the tackle, that was number 7. Was that Vinnie Clark?
That was Vinnie Clark. Made a great play. They bounced it outside, like you said, Eddie. That play was not supposed to go out there.
Albert, they bounce it outside. And when he gets outside, he's running sideways. He can't use his power.
Right, becomes an average back when you do that.
2nd and 12, loss of There's about 3 or 4 plays they've had in this game of negative plays.
Those inside guys for Freeport are really getting great penetration.
Prentice, he's going to hand it off to Pinsky, bounces outside. This time he finds the room, takes it down the sideline, and he's going to be forced out of bounds, but not before he gets it all the way down to the 41 of Freeport before he's run out of bounds by Parker Lucas.
He bounced that out again, and they lost containment. If they had containment, that would have been another loss of yards. But they lost containment, and he ended up getting a big gain down the left sideline. Carl Floyd said, build a fence.
Yeah,
build a fence.
Pick up a 36 yards on that run by Topinski. Topinski again, huge hole off the left side, and he bulls his way down. There's his strength, Albert, down to the 35-yard line to pick up a 6.
Didn't break the tackle, though. Just went right down. Yeah, one of the things I noticed, North Carolina's doing much better. They're getting their plays off faster. They're not. I think they talked about that at halftime.
Yeah, something they talked about at halftime. Let's not make it complicated.
Watch how fast they're getting going now. This is much better. Oh, they went back to the old way again. I like it better when they just get up there and snap the basket football, Eddie.
Prentice with the long count. He's going to run, keep it. Just a quick look to the outside, no intention of pitching it, and he scoots it down inside the 30 before he's forced out of bounds at the 26, but not before he picks up another first down for the Trojans.
The defensive end went for the pitch man immediately, so that was an easy read for Joey Prentice. Once he saw the defensive end take the pitch, just turned it up and got an easy first down.
1st and 10 for North Catholic at the 26 of Freeport.
Well, they came out running the football, Eddie. That's one thing they've changed.
You know, Albert, this is actually the longest series I think they've had in a drive. This is their 5th play coming up.
Here goes Freeport on a blitz here. They're coming.
Long shifting. It's Prentice all the way. Finds a huge opening off the right side.
Ran away from the blitz. That was very good. Ran away from the blitz, Eddie.
Takes it all the way down inside the 15-yard line, down near the 10. Let's see where they're going to start it. Right at the 11-yard line.
Well, we saw Freeport make the adjustment to stop the pass. Guess what North Catholic went at halftime said? Guess what we're going to do?
We're going to run the ball.
We're going to run the ball down your throat. Yeah, that's what they decided to do.
We're getting too cute in the first half, and let's go back and play football.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Fennell comes in motion. He's going to get it on a sweep to the right. There's the pursuit waiting for him. Freeport has done a very good job of stopping that, whatever you want to call it, the jet sweep.
No question, right?
There's no gain on the play.
That was a read sweep, but I think the quarterback should have kept it. He misread it. The defensive end went outside for Fennell. You know, sometimes that's something you have to practice a lot. Make sure you read the defensive player that assignment football.
Well, they actually say he picked up a yard. 2nd and 9. There's Topinski off the left side. Good defensive effort by the right side of that defense for Freeport.
Yeah, number 52 for Freeport made a really good play.
That's Logan Jędrzejewski.
Good job pronouncing that word, Eddie.
I always get the tough ones.
Yeah, you do.
3rd and 8.
Let's see if they run a quarterback here or they decide to throw the ball into the. Usually, sometimes you run a.
I'm looking for some type of. I'm looking to slant over here to the left.
No, they are.
No, he's going to keep it.
They did decide to run it.
And now he pitches it the last second, and it's a touchdown. Was that Topinski that took it in?
Yes.
How about their longest drive and possession of the night?
They didn't think about throwing the ball that long, did they? They ran the ball every play. Didn't they run it every play, Eddie?
Every play. 8 plays, 75 yards.
Even on 3rd and 8, they decided to run the option. Well, let's see if they get the ball kickoff better here from the number 16's put a lot of pressure from the left side to block these kicks.
Ethan Marsico to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is no good. 0 for 3.
Well, we do know that they're got to work on their kicking game, aren't they, Eddie?
Daniel Long will kick it off. Ben Lane. Parker Lucas. Here's Long's kick.
That was his best kick of the night.
Yeah, taken by Lucas at that 9. And he brings it back.
Good coverage.
Out to the 26-yard line.
Very good coverage.
Now they'll spot it right at the 25.
Ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Will be first and 10 Freeport. Ball on the 25-yard line. First down, Jackets.
That was best kick of the night for Long and the best coverage of the night for North Catholic.
Albert, our first time here at Freeport's new stadium, just a beautiful stadium, great press box, and we want to thank Athletic Director Sean Stuyvesant for his hospitality and our accommodations. Always great to come up here to Freeport.
Yep, I had some chili at halftime too. That was a little spicy, boy. That was good for the soul.
You can handle that.
I did.
Here's a bump to the outside, and it looked like was Lane the ball carrier.
Ball was on the ground, but they blew it.
He was already down.
He was too. It was a good call. They had good penetration that time again and reversed them. Made him reverse the field. The play was supposed to go left, came back to the right, and they stayed in their lanes, had good angles, and held them to 1 yard.
2nd and 9 for the Yellow Jackets. North Catholic leading here 26-7 in the 3rd quarter with 7:15 to go. Motion. Lane's going to keep it.
That was the most successful play in the first half, and they came back to it.
Yeah, when you start seeing the white shirts getting past the gray shirts, the play's not going to develop.
Penetration will hurt any offense. If you want to stop an offense and any throwing, running, option, spread, I don't care. If you get penetration, it takes everything away.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 8. Trip set to the right.
Nice.
The pass is complete. First down, marked out at the 36-yard line. Trying to see who made that reception. That's so far away from
number
us.
9, Eddie. I think
Was it
9.
Parker Lucas made the reception?
Yes, I think it's 9.
I didn't think that was going to go. North Catholic dropped 7 guys back into the defense.
Between the cornerback and the linebacker. It landed right between them.
So that was a gain of 9 on the play. Great reception.
Nice
good
play by
pass.
Freeport,
Perfect pass. So the Yellow Jackets keep the drive alive.
That was very nice, Eddie. That's a hard pass to throw in high school.
Very hard. Trip set to the right. Lane, he's under pressure. Here comes a pursuit, and they're going to grab him and pull him down, and he drops the ball. They're going to say his knee touched.
They called it an incomplete pass.
Did they call it an incomplete pass?
That's what they called it, yeah. I thought it was a fumble.
Wow. I call that a fumble.
So would I call it.
But I thought his knee touches the ball came.
Oh, there's different. They're marking it as an incomplete pass. Went all the way back to the line of scrimmage.
See, I should have marked it right there. His knee was down, then the ball was released.
I don't think it was. We don't have replay, but if we did, I thought it was a fumble.
Well, it was a fumble,
Yeah,
but his knee was down.
yeah.
It was a big loss.
But
It should have been
calls.
marked back there at about the 18-yard line. Quick flip out the side, incomplete.
And pressure, big time pressure. And now we got a personal foul on somebody.
Late hit.
Yep.
The quarterback.
Yep. I think it's against North Catholic. I think they're going to get number 52 for this one. I think they're going to get Tyler Primrose for a
Personal foul.
personal foul. Yeah.
It looked like roughing the passer. Those are the penalties that just drive a coach.
Looks like he called it
crazy.
after the play, though. Instead of, it wasn't during the play. So it's surprising he made the signal roughing the passer.
Wow, Albert, that's a big
Big penalty, yes.
Big penalty. A 1st and 10 at the 48 of North Cal. High snap. Lane gets it, runs into his own man, and he still gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nowhere to go
2nd and
now,
10,
Eddie.
nowhere.
Primrose once again is blowing plays up along with number 56. Well, I don't think we have a number.
The only thing about the spread, Albert, that I kind of dislike
Penalty,
is that
Eddie, too, Eddie.
there's no deception in the running game a lot of times, unless you have one great runner back there and you just turn and give him the ball.
There was a penalty on the play too, Eddie. I marked it off. I think it must have been holding.
All right, now it'll be 1st and 20.
All right, referees, stay out of this game. They're getting involved in this game too much.
Don't turn it into an NFL game.
Yeah, we don't want these yellow flags all over the place. Let the kids play.
1st and 20 at their own 42. Lane looks, fires quickly out in the side here, and the tackle's made immediately on the reception.
Number 17, Tyler Millers.
Tyler Mazurek made the play. Boy, it's hard. Excuse me, folks. It's so hard to see these numbers far away. I'm not sure who made that catch. Was that Lucas that made it?
I saw the tackle. I didn't see the catch. It was out there so quickly.
All right, 2 receivers come flank to the right for Freeport. Vinnie Clark. There's Lane. He's going to keep it. He gets decent yardage.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just a penalty killed him.
Gets about 3 yards.
So we come to 3rd and about what, Eddie? 17, 22, yeah, 20, about 20 yards, okay.
I'm going to say 3rd. It's 3rd and 18, actually.
3rd and 18, okay. 18 yards, hard to pick up with this pass rush. See how many guys North Catholic decides to bring on this
and that's not Freeport's game. Gavin Croney comes split wide to the right. Lane looking, firing, has a man open. The catch is made.
Yes. Very nice, number 1.
He just lofted it right over in between 2 defenders.
7.
Falls back on the 41-yard line. Number 56 on the tackle for the Trojans.
Number 1.
Down for the Yellow
Number 1 made that play. Zach Clark. Zach made a nice catch. That's 2 big plays.
1st and 10.
3rd down they have. 4th down right now and 4.
He just lofted that pass perfectly between 2 defenders. So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. The ball at the 42 of North Catholic.
They're going for it. I think it's 4th and 4.
A 4th and 4, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Looked like that was a 1st down play. And now Freeport will take a timeout. There's some confusion. They'll take a timeout with 3:02 on the clock here in the 3rd. They have a 4th and 4 at the North Catholic 42. The Trojans leading 26-7.
If Freeport has any chance of coming back and winning this game, this will be the play of the game for them. They can't get the ball back to North Catholic because they ran climb up the clock last time. Probably throw a quick out again. That's been their best play on 3rd and 4th and 4. I'm thinking probably ball will hit his hands quickly and get it out of his hands.
I'm thinking a quarterback draw.
Okay. Those are 2 of the better plays I've had all night.
Because here's what I'm anticipating. That rush is going to come.
Oh, they're coming.
They're coming. You get a little bit of seam in the inside. Lane at 5'10", 155. He finds a little seam. He'll
be gone if it happens.
He'll be going through it.
I think they will bring pressure. I'm pretty sure they'll bring pressure.
All right, 4th and 4 for the Yellow Jackets at the 42 of North Catholic. Comes motion.
Timeout, North Catholic.
Stuyvesant in motion.
Everybody's calling timeouts.
Now the Trojans take a timeout.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we just received notice during halftime that this coming Thursday, October 28th.
Yeah, I give credit for Freeport hanging in there, Albert, because I look at the size differential.
It is. It's big.
It's significant.
It's big. It is. It's very.
Now, let me ask you, you've seen Central Valley. How's their size?
They're bigger than North Catholic.
And they're bigger than North Catholic.
Yes. Yeah, they're Fitzsimmons kid. is the MVP of the WPL. He's going to Pitt.
You know, they
signed him already.
discussed, you know, because this year coming up is the new 2-year period on movement, and they talk about so many different things that go on. If you've been in the playoffs, you won a playoff, you won a championship, you get 2 points here. If you get 6 points, you got to move up whether you like it or not. So is Central Valley, they're going to be in 4A next year?
The big thing is like Southern Columbia, for example. If you can't prove that you brought players in, you stay where you are, and because you have to have all 3 things happen. Because Wilmington was supposed to move, and they took it to court and said, wait a minute, we didn't bring any players in. I don't care how many points you got.
Aliquippa didn't bring any in. But
they did. Yes, they did.
They did?
Oh, yes.
But they have the 6 points for their success. And
but they brought players in, too.
They're staying in 4A for another 2 years.
And they brought players in.
I think Central Valley's going to be moving up, don't you?
No.
No?
No.
All right, now we have a penalty against
Freeport.
Illegal procedure. Well, that hurts that attempt there.
Yeah,
so instead of 4th and 4,
new play
it's
now.
4th and 9.
Are they going to kick it? Yep, they're going to punt it, Eddie.
Yep, Parker Lucas in there. No, Albert, some of that stuff is so confusing.
Exactly.
If you had 2 move in, but you had 2 move out, then it's a wash.
Yeah, we don't know what it is either. I agree. Well,
The only thing I would look at is the competition. If you're winning and move championships and that, okay.
If that was true, the one team that would move up already would be Southern Columbia.
Well, it's a little bit of a touch of what they do in Florida every so many years. You move up based on winning and losing. You move. They don't care if you have the highest. If you've had 4 straight years and you've only won 3 games, you're dropping down.
Yes.
And if you
either way, right?
Either way, if you've won a couple of district championships in a row or state, you're moving up. I remember I asked Tim O'Malley that one time, but he said he was aware of it, but the WPL doesn't make that decision. That's the PIAA.
Yeah, yes, it is.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Trojans. 2:50 to go here in the 3rd. They lead 26-7. They have it at their own 18-yard line. Here's Prentice. There's a horse collar tackle.
Yep, they're going to call a horse collar.
Jackson Reiser, he made a nice stop, but he grabbed that collar and flipped Prentice down right at the 15-yard line. Would have been a loss of 3 on the play. But now it's going to be a gain of 15 on the play. That'll move the ball out to the 33-yard line.
They were in good defensive position, Eddie.
Yes.
But you grab them by the back, you're going to call it.
Wasn't the one year who was a player, his hair was out the back of his helmet and someone grabbed his hair and pulled, but there was no penalty on that.
That wasn't a horse collar.
It wasn't a horse collar, it was a hair collar.
Yeah.
1st and 10 now for the Trojans at their own 33. Dupinski, and he's thumped right away.
Number 11.
Number 11, he's been in there all night long. That's Andrew Sullivan, the senior linebacker.
Nice form tackle, Andrew.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Down to the final 2 minutes here. Very fast 3rd period. Of course, dominated by that 75-yard march in 8 plays by the Trojans. Long shifts over to the right. Here's a pitch back to Dupinski trying to sweep the right side, and he's upended, coming up, making a fine defensive tackle there from his middle linebacker spot. Jackson Reiser. Outstanding game tonight for Jackson.
Yeah, he has made big plays. That was the option again.
No gain on the play.
They played the quarterback, made him pitch at that time, and I think that's why I continue to play it. I don't think North Catholic wants to attack the outside with their big backs.
I think Patrick O'Shea has to be a little bit concerned about getting this running game. He's had spurts of it look good, but other times Freeport's just shut it down.
Yeah, for where they want to go, they're got to run
right.
better.
So it's 3rd and 8, 35. Prentice is going to roll to his right. He's going to keep it.
Same
and
option.
He gets enough for the 1st down and extra. Listen, when you get down to it, Albert, he's their best runner.
Oh, he is definitely. No question about it.
He picks up 11 out across the 45 to the 46.
Yeah, that was an option play again. I said I would make them pitch it. I would not want him running it. I'd rather have the pitch guy taking it.
Well, what you do sometimes, you know that you take your defensive end or your outside line and you knife someone down there, and you get the rotation. You bring your corner up to take the pitch man, but you bring pressure down there and force that pitch.
Right away, yes.
Prentice, high snap, gives it to Topinski. There was it, and then he
Oh.
fumbles it, recovered by Freeport at their own 40-yard line.
Big play. Number 8 recovers the ball for Freeport. That's Garrett King. Maybe to see if this will spark their offense.
With 36 seconds left here in this third quarter, huge turnover. Freeport will have it, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, they had a big hole there too. Yes, they did.
Topinski was just trying to kick it into second gear, and I don't know if he tried to switch the ball or not. It just came flying out of his hand.
Flying out. I saw that.
I can't tell if someone hit it or punched it or what happened on the play.
All right, let's see if they can hit them big here on the first play. A lot of times after a turnover, they're going to have to block that front to get it done. Play action pass on first down a lot of times.
1st and 10 Freeport at their own 40. Lane going to keep it.
Nowhere to go.
And he just gets, there's a penalty marker thrown right at the line of
Something
scrimmage.
over here. Looks like he ran the kid out of bounds. And they're going to give him for a penalty. Number 8 for North Catholic. Chase Arrington.
He pushed Stuyvesant out of bounds.
That was way away from the line, way away from the ball carrier. There's no reason to do that.
Preliminary signals and unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against North Catholic.
No reason at all to do that.
So this will be a 10-yard penalty. Or is there a penalty against Freeport too?
No, just against North Catholic.
Guys, let's move the football. They're having a powwow. Are the officials picking up the laundry?
Oh,
no,
geez.
they do. They call holding
How about me?
against Freeport.
Oh, Eddie, good call, Eddie.
Yeah.
They get the holding play on the first play, and then now they're taking it back the other way. So that's why. That's why Chase got mad.
The ball. Yeah, the ball.
So there are 2 fouls in play. 10-yard holding penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
Was that a 1-yard penalty?
They went back 10 and came back 15. So that's what happened.
All right.
Chase got held and didn't like it.
It's 1st and 10.
I understand what happened now.
We'll make it 1st and 8. Out at the 43. There's
He's
a flip pass, complete.
One-handed catch, great catch.
And a 1st down into North Catholic territory.
A catch by Vinnie Clark. Vinnie made a great catch there.
1st and 10.
Nice play action pass. Nice play by Freeport.
You know, Ben Lane, he doesn't throw a laser, but he throws a real nice ball. He has a nice touch to his ball. 1st and 10.
This will be the end of the quarter.
Summer is winding down. Don't wait for the cold air to arrive. Call Armstrong Comfort Solutions and make sure your furnace is working properly. Our NATE certified technicians service every make and model of heating systems. We install and service boilers, heat pumps, radiant heating, and ductless units. Join the Peace of Mind Club and help extend the life of your equipment. Routine maintenance helps keep your system working year-round. Benefits include scheduled yearly checkups and cleanings, priority scheduling of service calls, and no after-hours fees or surcharges. Don't wait for the cold weather. Call Armstrong Comfort Solutions today.
Snap, back to lane, drops back. Looks, now he is going to throw deep, but it's going to be out of bounds. There was good coverage on all 3 deep receivers.
Yep, nothing there.
The Trojans are back there. They had excellent coverage.
I think he was wise to throw it out of bounds. There was no chance.
Just when I said they wouldn't throw deep, they throw deep.
We'll do it every time, Eddie. But they have to score quick, though. They can't run the clock down because they're playing to win this game. They're not playing for morale, so they have to score quickly.
2nd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the North Catholic 43-yard line. Lane's going to keep it down the right. Look the pitch. He keeps it. And he gets 3 yards down to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Yep, they ran the same option that North County's been running. That's called the lead option, where they read the defensive end. Comes up the field, the quarterback keeps it. As Eddie so wisely said at time before, they would bring that defensive end down on the quarterback quickly and make him pitch it.
And I think here, if North Catholic stops them, you're going to see a steady diet of either Prentice running or Topinski.
I think so, too.
Just something you have to do. You think about ahead. You want to control the clock when you have a lead like that.
Well, this will be 4-down territory. This has to be 4-down territory.
He has a receiver open. He overshoots his intended receiver, and that's Brady Stuyvesant at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, this definitely has to be 4-down territory.
4th and 7. Yeah, there's no point in punting.
You're down to the 39-yard line. You got to go for it.
Make a 4th and 6 at the 39.
Freeport doing a lot of substituting here.
Cole Charlton checks into the lineup.
Now they're going to have to call timeout too.
All right, confusion.
Yep, a lot of confusion, right, Eddie?
So timeout called. It stops the clock at 11:07 here in the 4th. It's a 4th and 6 for Freeport at the North Catholic 39. North Catholic up 26-7.
Yep, this play will definitely put us one way or the other. But we'll know that if Freeport does not come up with this first down, North Catholic will run the ball down the throat. Try to, Eddie. Like you said, they're going to try to keep the ball away and let this quarter run out. Let this fourth quarter run out. If Freeport gets the first down and happens to punch it in, then we may see an onside kick. We might see some plays.
You know who had an offense years ago that I really liked, and you'd scout them and you'd say, okay, it was Central Catholic when Joe Scully was a coach. They ran I slot right, I slot left. That was it. You never saw anything. Doesn't matter, Albert, if it was if it was 1st and 10 or 3rd and 20. They won. You know,
what do you think, Eddie? Jimmy's and Joe's?
Well, they had a quarterback, Eddie Smith, went to Michigan State.
Yeah, there you go.
They had a real good running back by the name of Watkins, where he played major college.
Yeah.
They had some other runners.
That tells you right there. I figured that, Eddie.
But you know what? I think, okay, here we go. Roll out. Lane rolling to his left. Here comes the pursuit. He's going to pulls up. He throws. He has a man wide open. Yes. Can the defender get there? There's a leap in the end zone.
He was open.
Incomplete.
Couldn't get it there quick enough. Roll to your left hard, Eddie.
He had Daniel Long breathing down his neck.
Yes.
Along with another North Catholic defender, but it was a nice pass. He put it in there, lofted in there.
Had to be thrown about 5 steps sooner, and he couldn't turn. He couldn't get turned because they were chasing him down. Once he let it go, the defensive back had caught up with the guy who was way behind him.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 for North Catholic at their own 39-yard line. 10:56 to go. I think you remember asking him what he said. One thing about staying I slot right, I knew where the defense was all the time.
That was Carl Forey's thinking too.
Yeah, I always knew where the
defense was. He didn't put anybody in motion.
I'd like a little more diversity in that, but I'm just saying that's what worked for him. Here's Stupinski, pulls his way up the middle, battles it, still running, down inside the 50, all the way down to the 45-yard line.
That was his best run of the night. He had his legs churned.
He had a 36-yarder before, I think.
I'm talking about the best run.
Yeah, that was a tough run.
They hit him about 7 or 8 times.
Yes. He looked like Derrick Henry on that play. 1st and 10 at the 45. Nice pickup of 16 yards. There's Stupinski again off the left side. He's closing in or be very close to 100 yards rushing here.
You should have stayed in bounds. Stay in bounds when you have the lead. You don't run out of bounds.
Oh, the clock is still running.
That's good. So he must have known he was going to keep running. That's good.
2nd and 5. Football at the 40. I'll be surprised they put this ball in the air, but I've been wrong a few times.
I don't think they'll put it in there either.
Fennell goes in motion. Prentice going to keep. Has some running room to the right. Here comes the pursuit. And he's forced out of bounds by Vinnie Clark.
Got the first
Right.
down, I think.
Did he get it?
Yeah, he got it.
He got it at the 35. It's where he needed to go, and so he does pick up the first down.
Yep, first and down, first and 10. Clock going under 9 minutes here soon, Eddie.
That's what you want to do, and you have a kid like Topinski, 6'2", 213. You want to see him batter that line. You want to control that ball in a game like this. Run the clock down. Bounces it to the outside, breaks one tackle, then another.
Kyle Topinski on the carry.
They got a face mask
Tackle
already.
on the play for the Yellow Jackets, number 56, Bear Freeman.
Now you just see the Freeport defense, Albert,
Wearing down.
getting a little,
Fatigued.
getting tired.
Yep.
Was there a face mask?
Yeah, it was a face mask, yes.
Hey, that'll move the ball. The infraction occurred at the 35-yard line, so that'll give them a first and 10 to put it at the 20. No. They only mark it to the 26. It must have occurred in the backfield.
Had to. Hawks running.
Well, actually, now they say it's 2nd and 1 at the
Must have been a 5-yard face mask.
at the 26.
Another timeout. Must have been a delay game.
No, I thought they did away with that. Face mask is face mask. They didn't do
I thought so
5.
too.
I thought they just went to
Come up with
15.
something. I don't
Well,
know.
while he ran wide to the right, he was deep in the backfield. So it occurred at the point in the backfield. It was like 6 or 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That might have been why it ended up being a 2nd and 1 at the 26.
Well, there's been a lot of timeouts tonight with the clock
Yeah,
running down.
instead of a 1st and 10 at the 20.
I'm trying to figure out what the problem is with getting the plays in.
I don't know, but it's not something they want to take into postseason
that's
play.
happening on both teams. There's been 4 timeouts taken with the clock running down and for a delay game.
Imagine if you had a quarterback you could trust the calls. How many more plays you'd get
off, right?
Yeah. Just say, here's what we want to do. Here's what I'm going to
Even the pros can't do it anymore.
They don't want to. You have too many
Look
control.
at those,
too many control
has to be a
freaks.
quarterback sneak, Eddie.
Yeah, there it is.
You see
There's
the,
a good surge.
You see
And
the
yeah,
splits.
hey, wasn't all that easy. Good surge, but they got the first down.
That's all they wanted was a yard.
1st and 10.
Ball is spotted right on the 25-yard line. And it is a first down.
Football at the
for
24.
1st and 10, Trojans, ball on the Freeport 25-yard line. Looked like Bear Freeman in on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets on that last play.
Well, we know they're going to run this clock. We called this one about 3 possessions ago, Eddie.
Well, they actually look how tight their lineman is on the offensive line. And you notice they don't get down into a 3-point stance. Here's Prentice. Gets a good block from Topinski, but here comes the pursuit. Great defensive effort by the Yellow Jackets.
Assisted on the play, number 56, Bear Freeman.
Yeah, number 56 for Freeport made a
Bear
very
Freeman.
nice play. Yep, Bear made a nice play on that. Nice pursuit.
Ball on the 17-yard.
It's a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 at the 27. Clock running down to 7:40. Yeah, their linemen do not get in a 3-point stance. North Catholic. Here's Topinski. And he's wrapped up, loses the ball, and does Freeport have it?
He fumbled again.
He got his own ball back.
So we now know the playoff teams are going to be trying to tackle the ball from him, aren't they, Eddie?
Well, you know, I don't know if he's trying to switch the ball, which you never do. When you're running in there.
He's handled very loosely. Very loosely.
I could not tell if he was trying to switch it or he had it down by his hip.
Every time they've been in this situation, they've ran the lead option, Eddie. See if they do it
3rd
again.
and 12.
See if they run the lead option again, or see if they throw the ball. Oh, they are throwing the ball.
Prentice back. He's under pressure, but he's going to throw it in the end zone. They're fighting with each other for the ball. Did you see them hand fighting, grabbing each other's shoulder right in the end zone? And the officials probably figured, I can't throw. Who am I going to throw a flag on?
I'm pretty sure that North Catholic wasn't set.
Illegal procedure.
I know they didn't get the 17 wide receiver to get the play. He wasn't set.
While the pass was incomplete, you just leave it there at 4th
Oh yeah, you got to
12.
decline the penalty for sure.
No, they took it.
They did. Sure.
They took it. That'll make it 3rd and 17.
No reason to take it.
Instead of leaving it at 4th and 12.
Yeah, no reason to take the penalty.
I mean, I could be wrong.
They should leave it right there, 4th down. Yeah, they are declining.
Yeah, okay.
Have to.
Illegal decline. Yeah, it's 4th and 12.
Yes.
The penalty against the Trojans is declined. Incomplete pass comes up a 4th down and 10. Ball on the 25
Should be 4th and 12. They got the ball marked at the wrong spot. Should be 2 yards back.
Should be 4th and
Well,
12
refs
at the 27.
Yeah, these refs have struggled all night. They got the ball marked in the wrong place.
They have it marked at the 25.
Yes.
Now there's confusion. Kapinski's going in motion, trying to set up a screen.
They got it set up.
And it's to Daniel Long, their tight end, and there's nothing on the play.
Freeport will take over.
Number 11 for the Yellow Jackets, Andrew Sullivan. There is another flag on the play.
I'm not sure what they were doing, and that ball should have been at 27, not at the
They
25.
marked the wrong spot.
And there was a gain of 1 on that play, and now there's another penalty marker thrown.
Decline. Freeport will take over. Freeport's going to take over.
6:25 left in the game. 1st and 10, the Yellow Jackets. And they will have the football
on their own 23-yard line. First down,
at their own 23.
Yellow Jacket defense badly, but they did not break. Great job.
Man, I think you could be a math major out there to be an
Yes.
official. The way they moved
Well,
that
they
ball
have-
around,
they
didn't move it around.
They have not been sharp, I'll say that. But you know, one thing that's happened in the state of Pennsylvania, in the west part, they can't find officials.
It's just like you can't find truck drivers.
You know what? I'll tell you a story here in a second after this play.
Lane, back to throw, fires it, and it's picked off. Intercepted right through the hands of his receiver, down the left sideline, and it's a touchdown. I think it might be
81, sophomore 81. It's a sophomore. I looked him up before.
it's a linebacker.
Robbie Kress.
Oh no, that's senior Robbie Kress. Robbie Kress, senior from North Cali, scored a touchdown. He wanted that touchdown badly because he threw him off of him.
Number 81, Robbie Kress.
What I was saying about the referees, Eddie, a guy passed his test 4 weeks ago. Did his first varsity game tonight. That would never happen in the past.
Wow. So Kress with the 23-yard touchdown interception.
And Ethan Marsico's extra point attempt is good.
Finally made the first extra point.
And made the extra point.
Made the extra point tonight,
All right, that makes it 33-7. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, the 3 officials for, basketball games. You may be lucky just to have 2.
Oh, it's happened, especially when you have high school and college on the same night, and some of the officials that do the college games.
33-7 in favor of North Catholic with 6:14 remaining here in the game.
Well, Freeport made it a real run in the second quarter. You got to give them credit, but they couldn't keep it up.
Daniel Long with the kick. Picked up by Parker Lucas. He turns the corner. He has some selling down the left sideline, breaks it back inside. He's finally grabbed from behind and dropped, but not before he gets inside the 40 and down to the 36-yard line on a nice return.
They've been trying to do that all night. They went from the right side to the left. That time it worked. They finally told Coach Cameron here, we can do this.
54-yard kickoff return.
That was big. Big return. That was a real big return. Almost went all the way at it.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the 36 of North Catholic. 6:02 to play. The Trojans up 33-7, looking for their 24th consecutive regular season win. Lane with it, going to roll to his right, and he just kind of hands it off to Shane Jack. More of an outside handoff than it was a pitch out. They didn't have the separation to run an option.
They forced him so deep that he couldn't pitch it. He handed it off. That's how much penetration North Catholic got on that one, Eddie.
2nd and 10. Oh, check that, I'm sorry. 2nd and 14. Ball at the 40. Lane looks, fires over the middle, tipped away, right through the hands of his intended receiver, and I think North Catholic picked it off.
Up with it. Yep, number 17 came up with it, Eddie.
Tyler Missouri comes up with the interception.
Yep.
Is that their 3rd of the game?
I think so. That was a tip ball. You know, they do those tip ball practice. They practice all the time. It's a defensive drill they do forever.
It looked like the receiver went right through his hands. So another turnover. North Catholic will have it with 5:13 to go. And we should see a steady diet of ground chuck here.
Yeah, I see no reason to throw the football now.
Topinski with it and just bulls his way ahead. Up over the 30 to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they're hoping to get 4 or 5 yards of play and run the clock down. We're down under 5 minutes now, Eddie.
We're at the 2nd and 4.
Jackson Reiser's played a heck of a game for Freeport.
Yes,
he's been all over the field.
Excuse me, 2nd and 5. Now you just see North Catholic taking their time.
Yeah, now you keep your eye on the.
And I don't want my quarterback to run the ball now at this point.
Right, you don't want him hurt, right?
Right. And as soon as I said that, he's running the ball, and he's going to
high snap.
Forced it out of bounds. That's been a problem tonight. They've had a lot of bad snaps. Bad snaps on their punts, scooped up a couple of times by the punter, Daniel Long.
I think the back judge keeps the time clock, puts his fist in the air when it's gets to 5 or 10 seconds. I'd be keeping an eye on him. Wait till he puts that fist in the air before you snap the ball. Take it all the way down.
Loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and 7. Report showing blitz. Inside handoff. A couple of yards. Now to bring up a 4th.
We'll see a punt here.
4th and 8.
We'll see a punt.
All that was about was keeping the clock running. You saw the ball carry both hands over the ball.
Yep, that's important, eh? No fumbles. Now we'll see if North Catholic can cover this punt.
Clock running, we're down to 3:10 to play. Been the best snap on a punt all night. There's Long's boot, high kick.
They didn't catch it.
And they're going to let it. They're going to let it bounce again. And it's down at the 29-yard line.
All right, we've got 2:57 left in this game, Eddie. We want to get out of this game with no injuries. We want to make sure every kid goes healthy, and as both teams head to the playoffs, Eddie.
Yes.
And with North Catholic clinching the title tonight.
For North Catholic, it's going to be their 3rd straight Allegheny 7 Conference Championship.
I think they can look at the film tonight and see that they have to improve a lot of areas.
And their 24th straight win.
Right.
Regular season win.
Nothing better than winning.
The last loss in a conference, I'm trying to figure out, trying to think who actually beat them.
Right.
Straight ahead run.
as I was saying, sometimes, you know, when you win games, you get, you think you did everything right. Well, tonight, they'll put that film on and see a lot of mistakes.
Shane Jack, the ball carrier, picks up 3.
Freeport could put that second quarter on and say, here's how we want to play all in the playoffs.
Second and 7 for the Yellow Jackets at their own 33-yard line. 2:20 left in the game. Ben Lane's going to keep it. No gain. Bring up a 3rd and 7.
Number 51 for North Catholic made a nice play there. That was Tyler Cannon. They got a couple substitutes in the game for North Catholic. So they took some guys out of the game. I see the quarterback's not on the field anymore, like Eddie talked about.
Right, take him out of there. They were down to the final 2 minutes of play.
Keep playing. You never want to stop playing because that's when you get hurt.
Lane fires out here. Incomplete. Intended for Gavin Croney.
Gavin came in and the ball went out.
Stops the clock with 1:42, but brings up a 4th and 7. That brings on Parker Lucas to punt it away.
See, on this situation, I wouldn't put anybody back. I'd just let the ball bounce. There's no reason for a kid to go back there. They haven't caught the ball all night anyway.
And all they should do is make a fair catch. We've seen a number of times letting the ball bounce.
Yes, that's why.
And they lose 10 yards on possession.
Yeah. Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
What was that?
Timeout. Lucky it was a timeout because the ball went into the end zone on a snap. Timeout Freeport. They weren't ready. They had their offense out there and their punt team. They weren't ready.
1:42 to go, so the North Catholic Trojans will improve to 9-0. Freeport would drop to 5-4, 3-1 in this section. And for North Catholic, they will be 5-0 in section play. 3rd straight Allegheny 7 conference title, their 24th straight regular season victory. That's something to find out who they lost. I know they lost last year in the playoffs,
yes.
But we're talking about regular season games. So you're going back maybe 4 years?
Yep, no question. And most of their scores are blowouts, too. It isn't like they have a lot of close games.
Now, I think they've scored over 60 twice this year. They average almost 41 points a game. Parker Lucas back to punt, 1:42 remaining in the game.
We have found that on our scoreboard many times, Eddie, that there's a lot of haves and have-nots, that there's a lot of blowouts.
Well, just like George and I did the Butler-Meadville game. Butler won 27-14. Meadville beat Franklin 2 weeks ago, 77-0.
That's what I mean. Think of that score. All right.
134. Yeah, they're
3 handoffs and the game should end. I don't know if they'll take the knee or not. That used to be what they used to do in the old days. I don't know if they still do it or not.
Maybe
I would take the knee.
maybe one run and then you're going to take your knee. I don't know. They're in the. Looks like they're in the.
I would just take
victory.
The knee,
they're in the victory.
Yep, take
formation.
the knee and the game.
He's going to take the knee.
Yep, that's what you should do.
And is Prentice even in there?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, is he behind
He's taking
center?
the snap. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're in the victory formation. Absolutely. Takes a knee. Well, you could say it was a tell of almost 2 games, 20-0 in the first quarter, and then I guess you could say it was 13-7 the rest of the way.
Yeah, Freeport played well since then.
And 13-7 the rest of the way. One of them was a pick 6.
Right. So it was only 7-6 till then.
So yeah.
And that's why I said North Catholic has a lot to watch on the film.
Right.
Correct.
Right. So Prentice will take a knee again. The clock down to 50 seconds.
Yeah, if I was coaching both teams, I would use a lot of corrective for North Catholic and Freeport. I'd show the second quarter. I say, here's the way we got to play in the playoffs.
You can say, hey, we were down 20-0. It was 33-7, so it was actually 7-7 the rest of the way. The pick six was the difference there.
Right.
I mean, you don't win anything from it, but it's a teaching point.
But your goal is the playoffs.
It's a learning point.
Yeah,
it's a teaching point.
Yeah, that's what you're building for. Both teams want to do well in the playoffs.
That's going to be it. The final seconds tick off of the final score. North Catholic 33, Freeport 7. The Trojans go to 9-0. Freeport drops to 5-4. Another third straight conference title. Allegheny 7 for the North Catholic Trojans. One more game left in the regular season, and then we're into the playoffs. How fast it's gone by, Albert? Because it seemed like yesterday we were at Seneca Valley on a hot summer night, September the 3rd, with an exciting game won there by Seneca Valley at the end. That's it here. A quick recap of the scoring in the first quarter. Wow, North Catholic was on fire. 9 plays. They had 3 touchdowns, all touchdown passes. The first one on a Joey Prentice, 68-yard touchdown flip to Jack Fennell. He made it look easy on a post play. It was 3 plays. The kick was blocked. That was at the 7-12 mark. At the 4:58 mark, Prentice came right back to another touchdown pass. This one at 38 yards to Tyler Mazaric. It was 52 yards, 3 plays. The kick failed again. It was 12-0. And then at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, another touchdown pass by Prentice. This one to Mazaric for 20 yards following a turnover, 2-point conversion on a Daniel Long run that made it 20-0. There was 3 plays, 20 yards. It looked like another route
I saw that coming.
Was on.
I was wrong.
But then things turned around in the second quarter. Freeport came back following a turnover that they had at the 44 of North Catholic, and bingo, Ben Lane took it down the left sideline, 44 yards on the run. Clark with the kick. It was 7-0. That's the way it was at the half. The second half started off, and North Catholic came out, showed their dominance. They went 75 yards in 8 plays, all on the ground. They pounded it through with Topinski scoring from 9 yards out. The kick failed. That's one of the weaknesses here tonight.
Right.
Failed kicks and poor snaps from center.
Sir.
It was 26-7. Then in the fourth quarter, North Catholic's final score, Robbie Kress picked off a pass. He went 23 yards for the score. The kick by Ethan Marsico made it 33-7. And as we said, it was 20-0 after 1, and it was a 13-7 game after that with the pass interception for the touchdown. So Freeport did some things well. Didn't have enough of a running game here tonight. Everything centered around Ben Lane. So they have to regroup. They have another game. They want to finish on a positive note before they go into playoffs.
Yeah, as looking at this game from coaches, that's what Eddie and I were. You want to try to do 2 things. You want to put the film on and point out the mistakes both teams made and get better at correcting them, and more importantly, stay healthy and get ready for the playoffs.
Well, we want to thank Sean Stuyvesant, the athletic director here. Great accommodations, beautiful field and stadium, press box here at Freeport High School. On behalf of the Tiger Albert Campman, our executive producer and cameraman Matt Lutz, this is Ed Cody wishing you a good night.